Hey, what's up, guys? It's me again, and today we're going to be talking about the gang stalkers in Walmart again. I want to talk about this quite a few times to make sure all my viewers really understand what happened. I feel like even if I keep pointing you guys back to the original video, you guys will never fully understand what happens. Drinking coffee today. We're drinking this Hillsboro High Yield, some really good coffee. Now, I don't work for them. I can't tell you where to buy it. I'm not selling it to you guys. I just fucking love drinking coffee. That's coffee I'm drinking right now. My next tin of coffee is generic coffee. If you know what I'm going through. I'm trying to savor every sip of this cheap ass coffee. But yeah, the gang stalkers, guys, the motherfucking gang stalkers. Basically, what ended up happening is, if you guys don't even remember, I ended up literally getting fired over a Facebook post, basically, and they tried to exaggerate it, made it seem like it was threatening. Make a long story short, I didn't do anything that was threatening. I never threatened anybody, but it was like basically just garbage on the internet. They basically said it was threatening, like something along the lines of like some shit of like, oh, like how I was gonna beat this like imaginary person's ass, basically, that doesn't exist. And like just even talking about beating an imaginary person's butt up or something like that is basically enough to get in trouble. It's like you don't even have to say a person's first or last name, like a real, or refer to anybody. Dude, I can be talking about beating up like a Smurf basically, and that's violent talk. Like, dude, you can't even talk about like fighting an imaginary person, imaginary character. Dude, if you play Dungeons and Dragons at home and if you talk too aggressively and like Walmart corporate figures out that you play, I mean, I swear to God, bro, if you play Dungeons and Dragons and you role play aggressively, you're getting fired. If you have a persona or a character or anything that you play as and you say even one thing aggressively, it doesn't even have to be a threat. You don't even need to threat somebody. You're getting fired, you know? So that's basically what happened. And then, you know what I mean? Like, and this happened to me one time before, you know, like when I was working for Walmart through a construction company, I literally actually had them try to red flag me because what ended up happening is like I needed a job like 3-4 years ago. And then there was this all black construction company I worked there. And I was basically just the radio guy and I walked around picking up the trash, right? We were like remodeling the shelves. And then we worked there for a while. And then a whole bunch of bullshit kept happening. Like the Walmart employees kept harassing us and stuff like that. And I mean, it was just completely ridiculous that we kept getting harassed by the Walmart employees. We all kept making a big deal about it. You know, I became friends with one of the managers of the company, and we hung out all the time and shit. We drank beer with each other after work and stuff. And eventually, about 75% of the way through the project, they tried to red flag us and stuff. And then they tried to make up a whole bunch of bullshit, just like it happened, you know, just the other day. I got red flagged. But then they came to my front door. They were knocking on my front door saying they had papers, please, like paperwork. And I'm like, no papers, please. Like, no paperwork. Like, You know what I mean? I was like, fuck this shit. And then I sent it through the rabbit line, basically telling everybody like what was going on, you know, the chain of command, basically like letting the whole city know that they're like trying to paper please me. And I fucking ended up kind of dodging the gun confiscation shit because I refused to answer the door. I just kept saying, oh, I'm not in town and shit right now. And they had me like on a paid leave just like they did before. And I remember eventually Walmart corporate, I think, even said I'm fired. They even said my friend was fired because me and him were both hanging out together. We were drinking beer. And like he even showed me his phone got deactivated and shit. And it was fucking hilarious. And then I remember my friend broke his phone and shit. And then I remember we even went into Walmart to ask what was going on, like why did we get fired, what was going on. And he even said like I'm the construction worker, like head manager, damn near, like you can't fire me because if you fire me, you're gonna fire the whole construction company, right? And I was like sitting there like I'm just an employee for the construction company, so I didn't have as much bargaining power. But then the mod came through, you know, the mods of Walmart came through, and he was like this big ass black dude. He was like the mod, and he basically kind of like broke us out of that bullshit. He was explaining that even though corporate home office comes from the top down, the mods are basically the working version of corporate home office. So then the mods basically kind of unbanned us from Walmart and shit because we got trespassing, all that shit, and unbanned us from Walmart. And it was some pretty weird ass shit, you know, like, but then we got unbanned from Walmart. We ended up getting a couple of weeks of free PTO. It was like 2, 3, like 4 weeks of PTO. We got it for free. And I remember, dude, we didn't even really mean to, but we were like all spaced out retarded because we were like smoking weed and we were drinking beer and we were just having a lot of fun, you know what I mean? And we were kind of spaced out and we forgot that we were on PTO, dude. And like, we were talking to them about how like Walmart's racist and shit. And we didn't really like how Walmart was and stuff. And I remember I even had to break up a fight in between like this Joe, the prime minister, and like the guy that I was like working with. I forgot what this black dude's name was, but I literally remember this prime minister almost got beat up by the fucking by the manager. He's like this black dude. He got all angry at him, and he was screaming at him about how they're racist and all this shit. And I remember I had to mitigate it, and I'd have been like, "Well, come on, everybody." I was kind of talking from one angle to where like white people can't be this racist because white people as a cultural whole can't be this weak and this aggressive. And then I came at it from another angle, basically being like, "Oh, you know, like black people can't be this riled up because especially like white people have like insecurities and they don't feel good about themselves." And I basically made everybody calm down, but I basically had to kind of say like these white people were old and disabled and are insecure about themselves. And then I had to be like, you know, white people as a whole, like we're not this bad as a group, so stop making our whole group look bad. You know, like this is a majority black company doing business with a majority white company. So when a majority white and a majority black company collide with each other, it makes Walmart look bad, it makes white people look bad, it makes our city look bad, it makes, you know, it made everybody look bad. And I had to try to calm down the black people, like don't fight these poor ass white people because they're all disabled. And like, you know what it's like, you know, there's disabled black people, right? Like these are just slow white people. That's why they work at Walmart, you know what I'm saying? And then I got everybody to calm down. But, you know, the crisis was averted, but they still treated us like shit, you know what I mean? And it was crazy. So like I said, like, and then like I said, I had to deal with that red flag shit. And then we were on PTO for like 3 or 4 weeks. And then like kind of around that time when I kind of did the crisis averted thing, they actually were like, well, I really like you guys. I almost want to like show you guys how to be Walmart employees, but I have to do it for free because you guys aren't supposed to be on the company floor as employees. But even though you're on PTO, he said, even though it's against the rules, I can still show you guys how to be Walmart employees. And basically, we just worked at Walmart when we were on PTO. You know what I mean? So then we basically just walked around Walmart doing work. We got basically trained how to do everything at Walmart while we were on PTO. And then we even forgot we weren't working at Walmart. We thought it was just like the automatic clock in and shit. Like we were so stupid. We forgot we were even on PTO. It hit a certain point where they were like, you guys don't even actually work here right now. Like you guys are on PTO, just go home. And I remember it was so funny because we actually totally forgot we weren't even supposed to work there. Like we'd show up on time. We'd be stressing ourselves out thinking we got to work faster and shit. And like, they're not even paying us. We're just on PTO. And it was like the funniest shit ever. And then I remember we even got the party with the Walmart Plus guy and shit, you know, because they were offering us settlements and stuff because how bad we got harassed and shit. And I remember I threw the whole fucking settlement away because I didn't want the settlement because like when I finally figured out who the person was that was like basically trying to gang stalk us, I couldn't handle it. I just chased him down and started swinging on this person. I don't remember who it was, but I beat them up a little bit. And I remember I even like basically got into a fight with the cops a little bit because I was so angry because I wasn't letting go. I didn't use a weapon. I don't need a weapon. I know how to fist fight. And I wasn't playing around. I'm like, how dare you gang stalk me? Almost get my house raided, all this weird shit. I was like, fuck no. And then I ended up in a fist fight. And I remember I threw away like a $50,000 settlement check just for a fist fight. And it was the dumbest shit I ever did. And then I remember there was another settlement check I almost got because I got hit. It was like after the Walmart Plus party because we partied with the Walmart Plus guy and everything. You know, you got the guy you see in the commercials. Call it a fake story. I don't need your opinion. It just really happened. That's why I can't even believe this shit happened. And then, so we partied with the Walmart Plus guy, dude. And then I remember I got hit by the cleaning machine and then I almost got another settlement. But then they said if we took the settlement, we're not allowed to walk around in Walmart as shoppers. And we were like, oh no, I mean, I'd rather be a Walmart shopper than have a Walmart settlement because I use fucking Walmart just to buy stuff, you know, because I go to Walmart to buy shit. You know, I was a Walmart shopper before I ever became a Walmart worker or a Walmart contingent, a Walmart contracted employee or whatever. You know, as much as I would say like, you know, I like to work for money, I love working, but I'm a Walmart shopper over a Walmart employee, a worker in any capacity for a Walmart because at the end of the day, I'm always been a consumer. I need to buy things for cheap. And yeah, that's how it basically went down back in the day, except for in modern times. Now, that was 3 or 4 years ago, right? You know what I mean? And then, see, the thing is how it all ended was, you know, they basically, after, like, I got hit by the freaking, the cleaning vehicle and everything, I remember we only had maybe a couple more days off. Then we came back to work, but we started moving around the shelves again. Everyone's like, oh, thank God you guys are back. You guys were gone for so long. We did all this work. And we were like, my bad, but they put us on PTO because we were getting harassed and shit, right? And then we went back to moving around the shelves. I remember like the head, like that one manager I was talking about, he like quit his job because he was getting tired of getting talked to the wrong way. And it was funny because he was like threatening me in the parking lot, threatening to shoot me, all this crazy shit, making it seem all ghetto. And I was like, what the fuck? And then he like sped off and I thought he actually had beef with me for the longest time and it made no fucking sense with me. And then I kept working for the company. They started giving me a lot of hard times, so they had to wear the COVID masks and all this crazy shit. And I was like, fuck no, I ain't wearing no goddamn COVID masks and shit. And then you know what I did? I was talking to the other black people. And then the black people were like, okay, so we're going to sneak you out the back door. And then we're going to pretend like we don't know what happened to you. And then it worked out perfectly because I snuck out the back door. And then they had to search the whole building and it was hilarious. I remember I even passed off my radio to one of the black people. And like, I'm like, here, you're the radio man now. And then he was like, well, this white guy said I'm the radio man now. And then he was like fucking pissing everybody off on the radio. He's like, so I'm the radio man now. So now you guys got to do what I got to say and stuff. And then he's like, I don't like this shit. And he was just talking so dumb on the fucking radio. And it was the funniest thing ever. I wish I was there to see it and hear it and everything, but I wasn't dumb enough to even sit in that motherfucker any longer. And I just walked out the fucking door. I drove home. Funniest shit ever. A couple of days later, the guy called me up and told me everything was good. He's not even mad at me. He was just really pissed at the company. And he even told me he was just trying to make Walmart look ghetto. He was just trying to make his company look bad. Like he was trying to make it seem like these black companies hire these like violent, scary black people and stuff. And he wanted to make himself seem all violent and scary to piss off white people and shit. And that's that shit I'm used to seeing and hearing in the ghetto. You know, I'm from the ghetto. A lot of black people from the ghetto, they like to get violent charges and act violent just to scare certain people and shit. It's like the most pathetic thing ever. But that's basically what the dude did around the end of it. And it was the most annoying thing ever because I actually thought he had an issue with me for a second. But then he explained he didn't have an issue with me. And then it was all good. And it was like bullshit because that's basically the same experience I'm going through right now, except for I was actually working for Walmart and they did the same gang stalking shit to me, except for I accidentally was dumb enough to answer the door. I wasn't even thinking with my head at all. I was sitting there drinking beer after beers, minding my own business, like, oh yeah, I'm relaxing, like drinking beers, minding my own business, having a good time. And then the police called me up and I'm like, oh shit, there's like paperwork. And I wasn't even thinking like anti-fucking Nazi mode hard enough. I was just thinking like paperwork. I was like half drunk. I'm like, paperwork, okay. Like I'll file some paperwork. I wasn't thinking about it. And then they caught me by surprise. They caught me off guard. Fucking all this paperwork turned out to be a lie. And then they got me, confiscated my guns. And then wait until I go to court and there's nothing they can do because I didn't do anything illegal. Law-abiding citizen, perfect mental health, no threat to anybody, no threat to myself. I'm just a dude minding my own business, getting harassed by gang stalkers, getting harassed by people that just don't like me. The police were weaponized by criminals, and the police are really just not a model example of police in this area. So I would definitely say avoid Menominee, Michigan, avoid Marinette, Wisconsin, especially if you're not the person that has a good legal understanding of how to defend yourself from corrupt police, you know, undereducated police, you know, police that could be misused, police that could be weaponized. Because I mean, basically the spear tip of Menominee County's law enforcement system is weaponized against me by gang stalkers, and something needs to be done about it. You know what I'm saying? You know, and everything I said basically is true. You know, I mean, I have the right to exaggerate things. I am technically just a character, but you guys want to hear the real shit that happens? That's the real shit that happens, dude. Believe it or not, I actually did party with the Walmart Plus guy. This is literally my second time getting gang stalked by Walmart, and this weird shit really does happen. Now, you don't gotta take my word for it or nothing. Wait till it happens to you. So, like, rate, comment, and subscribe, and thanks for watching. Peace out. I know this video was a little bit longer of a video, but I really wanted to talk about this shit. This shit is fucking crazy. You ever get attacked by freaking Walmart gang stalkers? You got the police trying to rob your house and all this weird shit, and it happens for the second time? I mean, dude, you'd be so pissed off. And it happened one time working for the construction company, and then it happened a second time when I was working for the Walmart, through Walmart, because both times I was working for Walmart at the same location, everything, and probably should have knew better, but honestly, my memory isn't the best, and I totally forgot about everything. I forgot about the original the first time. I forgot about the construction company. I forgot about the Walmart Plus party. I forgot all about all the nonsense. Actually, honestly, I was working there for a month or two before I remembered all the nonsense, and I remember what happened. My memory isn't the best. I'll completely space out tons of stuff. Sometimes that's why I like to make videos, because, dude, if you're like me and you forget shit, it's like, what the fuck? Like, there was no, like, I never got gang stalked by Walmart, and then, like, all the memories could come back, and I'm like, wait a minute. I remember they tried red flagging me one time before this red flag, but I even got the first red flag. They actually had to cancel it for me. I remember they literally basically had to slide the paperwork underneath my door, and I'm like, I'm not answering my door, and then I had to, like, sign it, and it says, like, oh, this is, like, the piece of paperwork to cancel your gun confiscation order. I'm like, okay, I'll sign it, but I'm not opening up the door, and then I, like, push it back under the door, and they're like, okay, we're not coming to confiscate the guns. We just had to cancel it. Like, it was like a frivolous made gun order. We didn't need to try to confiscate your guns, and that's what they said to me last time. Wait till I go to court, and they're apologizing about confiscating my guns. Anyways, like, rate, comment, and subscribe, and thanks for watching. Peace out, guys. And stay caffeinated, motherfucker. Don't get sleepy out here.